All right, quickly now, I got some breaking news on Iran. A showdown over sanctions heating up yet again on the Hill. Democrats blocking a vote on a bill with funding for benefits for our nation's veterans because that bill includes sanctions against Tehran. President Obama said repeatedly, do not go for sanctions. Let us work this out in talks with Tehran. With me now, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham out of South Carolina. And Senator, welcome back here to America's Newsroom.
Thanks for having me, Bill.
Why revive this effort, sir?
The sanctions are crumbling. The only reason the Iranians came to the table is because the sanctions really hurt their economy. And since the interim deal, let me read what the head of the Iranian nuclear agency said about the interim deal. The iceberg of sanctions is melting while our centrifuges are also still working. This is our greatest achievement. So the economic sanctions are collapsing after the interim deal. The value of the Iranian currency has gone up by about 30%. Their inflation rate has been dramatically lowered. Over 100 foreign delegations have visited Iran, lining up to do business. Their sales of oil to India has doubled. Their economy is surging, and the interim deal has done nothing to dismantle their nuclear program. The Prime Minister of Israel said the Iranians got a great deal, the international community got a bad deal, so I want to put sanctions back on the table to let the Western world know that we're serious about sanctions and let the Iranians know the pressure is not off, and Harry Reid is blocking this legislation.
Well, Harry Reid won't bring it up for a vote, you know that, and the White House has said, listen, don't go for more sanctions, let us talk it out. What's wrong with that?
Well, this is the same White House has brought you the rest of the world. At what point in time do we have to question the president's judgment about foreign affairs? At what point in time does the obvious begin to win the debate in Washington? Obama's foreign policy is failing on all fronts. The sanctions are crumbling. Iran's economy is surging. And at what point in time will the Congress weigh in and reset the table? If we do not reimpose sanctions at the end of 6 months, the goal is to dismantle their nuclear program, is to take away their ability to enrich uranium. This administration, I think, is going to allow the Iranians an enrichment capability to keep producing uranium for nuclear material. Well, then every Sunni Arab state will want that same right, and you're leading down to the road to Armageddon. So I'm trying to reset this before it's too late.
Understood, but you know the majority leader just 2 days ago said he's holding firm to his position. What do you say to Harry Reid?
I will say to the American people, Harry Reid is making the mistake of a lifetime by not putting sanctions back in place before they crumble. That if the pressure is off the Iranians, if they think we will never hit them militarily, and after Syria, how can they think otherwise? And if the sanctions crumble, what's to stop the Iranians from just defying getting a deal of a lifetime? The Western European nations have a different view of what the end game should be versus the Israelis and most members of Congress. So I'm trying to elevate the issue. I've got 59 co-sponsors for a new Iranian sanctions bill. It only takes place after the negotiations are over and if they fail. And Harry Reid is following Barack Obama's dictate. Barack Obama is running the United States Senate. If I could get this bill on the floor for a vote, Bill, it would get over 70 votes at a time when we need to reset the relationship between the world and Iran.
On this bill, quickly now, it would help 22 million veterans and their families, and Republicans and Democrats both support that. Is this the strongest hand you have, Senator?
It is one of the strongest hands, but stopping the Iranians from developing a nuclear weapon will help 330 or ever how many Americans we have and the rest of the world. It will protect our friends in Israel. We're making the mistake of a lifetime. This is North Korea all over again, where we let the pressure off. If the only thing between an Iranian nuclear weapon is a bunch of UN inspectors, God help Israel, God help the rest of us. The sanctions are crumbling, Bill. We need to reimpose them so we can get a better deal. If the pressure is off, this deal is going to fall apart.
We'll see if this one will be successful or not.
I will keep doing this until we get it successful.
Got it. Lindsey Graham, thank you, sir, for your time today.
Thank you. All right.